that. But for now, I have your Thursday headlines, so let's dive right in. First, 2 men face federal charges after separate undercover child exploitation sting operations in the Lake Charles area. The U.S. Attorney's Office says 25-year-old Victor Gomes of Texas traveled to a Lake Charles park thinking that he was meeting a girl who he knew was a minor to bring her back to Texas for sex. Then investigators say that he'd been communicating with an undercover FBI agent the entire time. Then in another case, 38-year-old Oscar Rodriguez of Lake Charles is accused of trying to meet up with a 14-year-old girl for sex in a Lake Charles hotel room. Now, this was also an undercover operation. No children were involved in this whatsoever. Now, this is very new information. It just came into the newsroom, so we don't have mugshots yet, but as soon as we get them, they will come up on our website, kplctv.com. Now, both men are charged with attempting to entice a minor to engage in sexual activity, and each faces a mandatory sentence of 10 years to life in prison if they are convicted. Next, Louisiana's congressional primaries will not be going forward as scheduled in May as a result of a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that struck down a majority black congressional district, according to the state's top elected officials. Governor Jeff Landry and Attorney General Liz Murrill said in a joint statement that in Wednesday's high court ruling effectively prohibits the state from carrying out primaries under the current districts. Early voting had been scheduled to begin Saturday in advance of the May 16th primary. Landry and Murrill said in a statement, the state is currently enjoined from carrying out congressional elections under the current map. We are working together with legislator and Secretary of State's office to develop a path forward. The Senate and local races are still going forward as planned, and you can find all of the early voting locations and what exactly is on your ballot on our website. There are very few